Good afternoon, all of you. Hope you all are well in your home. What do you remember what we learned in the last class? Yes, a beautiful story titled as The Champ, and we completed 2 sessions there, that is to the swimming pool and a village girl. And what we learned in that sections? Yes, the main characters Radha, Ranjit, Aman and their mother, that is Radha's aunt. Actually, Aman and Ranjit want to go to practice swimming in the club's swimming pool. They didn't like to take Radha with them. Then what happened? What happened? At last Radha felt very lonely in their home because she lacked all the companionship with these cousins like Ranjit and Aman. Then a good news heard from her uncle, that is a picnic to the bank of the river Yamuna. Then on this Saturday they plan to go for a picnic in the river bank of Yamuna. That is the story. So, let us continue the next session, the picnic. The picnic. So, here it is. We are going for a picnic on the banks of the river Yamuna this Saturday, announced Radha's uncle in the evening when he returned from office. So, when Radha's uncle returned from the office, he said that this Saturday we are going for a picnic. Hurrah! Shouted Ranjit and Aman. We will call Gaurav, Neha and Samir also. Then Ranjit and Aman said, Daddy or Papa, we want to call our friends, that is Gaurav, Neha and Samir. We will swim and go for boating, and we want to go for a boating in the river Yamuna. Oh, what fun we will have. The boys were very excited. Actually, these boys are think about the picnic they are going to spend, and they were very excited. Radha too was excited and looked forward to the day of picnic. So, Radha also very excited like Aman and Ranjit. Actually, she deserves it. She needs to make happy. On Saturday, you can see a picture there for their picnic. On Saturday, they started early in the morning, and by noon, they were at a beautiful secluded spot on the bank of the Yamuna. So, this is the day comes, that is Saturday. They started early in the morning. So, they want to go for a picnic. So, they started early in the morning, and by noon they were at a beautiful secluded means not visited by many people. It is a lonely place, not visited by many people. And early in the morning and by noon they were at a beautiful secluded spot on the bank of the Yamuna. So, here they are near the place of Yamuna, that is their picnic spot. This place was at the foothills of Shivalika, and the blue water of the river was crystal clear. So, here the picnic spot, this place was at the foothills. So, it is in the Shivalika foothills. Shivalika, and the blue water of the river was crystal clear, and the water in Yamuna, that was very clear like a crystal blue color water. The weather was pleasant and a cool breeze was blowing, and the weather was very pleasant, very good weather, the climate, and a cool breeze. Wind is there, a small wind, that is breeze, that was blowing. After lunch, the grown-ups got busy with their card game, and the children went out to explore the surrounding woods. So, here after their lunch, this is the noon time, and after their lunch, the grown-ups, the elder people, they are engaged with the playing cards. Then what about the children? They went to explore the surroundings. They are playing just a hide and seek. They are in the woods. Radha went with them for a while, but soon felt out of place and separated from them. Radha also accompanied them, but what happened? She lacked the company of them, and she lost the look of them because they are separated from Radha. She came back, took her book and settled down on a big rock near the water edge and started reading. That time what she do? Yes, she came back from the wood and she took a book and she sat on a rock, and what she do? She just started reading books. Soon she heard some voice and looked up. Suddenly she heard some voice and she looked up. She saw Ranjit, Aman and their friends Samir, Gaurav and Neha coming in her direction. That time she saw these people, Aman, Ranjit with their friends came forward to her. Hey, let's go into the water. It's cool and inviting, suggested Ranjit. That time Ranjit said, hey, let's go to the river to swim and play. You just come with us. That is, the water in this river is very cool. Oh goody, what fun, Aman shouted. That time Aman also wanted to go to swim in the river. They also very fun. They wore their swimming costumes. So Aman, Ranjit, all of them just wore dressed up swimming costumes. Soon all of them were in the water, shouting and laughing and enjoying themselves. That time all of these people, Aman, Ranjit and with their friends Gaurav, Samir, Neha, all these people are in the river. They are enjoying themselves. They are playing in the cool water of Yamuna. Radha watched wistfully. That time Radha watched them. She just sit on a rock and she just continued her reading. A little beyond where Ranjit, Aman and their friends were playing in the water, the current was very swift. That time these people, Ranjit, Aman with their friends just playing and swimming in the water, that time the current was very swift. You know, in river and sea we can see the current, the wave in the water. So that was very swift. Swift means very fast. Radha saw Aman very near to it. That time Radha saw Aman very near to it. Radha saw that Aman was very near to the fast current in the river. Then Aman, don't go beyond that big border. The current is very fast there, she warned. So she was reading her books, but she looked Aman, he was near the swift current, that is a fast current, and she ordered that, she suggested that, advised that. What? Amen, don't go beyond that big boulder. The current is very fast there, so come back, come back. Don't bother Radha, we all know swimming and can take care of ourselves. Aman replied carelessly. So he was very careless because he know the styles of swimming, so he said that. Don't bother Radha, we know how to swim properly in the river, so don't bother about me. I know how to take care of myself, he said that. Radha felt sad and went back to her book. So she felt very sad because he refused it, he didn't accept the advice of Radha. Then she just continued her book, reading book. So here you have two questions. The seventh question is, Radha found it difficult to mingle with the other children. Which sentence expresses this idea? So here we understood that Ranjit and Aman just playing hide and seek or playing with woods in the visiting place, that is in the picnic spot. That time she felt, Radha felt very difficult to mingle with these people. So pick out the sentences express this idea. So which sentence shows that? You select the sentence and write it. Then the eighth question, Radha was concerned much about her cousins. How do we know this? So Radha was concerned much about her cousins. So we know that when they play in the river, she was very concerned. She was very respectful or responsible or what? Concerned with the cousins. So which sentence or shows that, or how we can identify that? That is the question. So you write the answer. So here we completed the third session also. Now going to the fourth section of our story, that is the danger. The danger. The danger. So here what we learned just now, Yes, Aman, Ranjit with their friends played on the Yamuna river that time. Aman is almost near the side of where? Yes, the fast current that time. Radha warned him that don't go beyond that boulder, you just come back. That time he said that I know how to swim. I know how to swim, so don't bother about us. We can take care ourselves. Then here, next session, the danger. From the title we can understand that some dangerous situation is there, some dangerous problem happened to them. Aman, come back, you fool! Radha heard the shouts. She quickly looked up and found Aman caught in the current and being carried away rapidly towards the middle of the river. Aman, you come back, you fool! Radha heard the shouts. That time she already warned him that. Then she repeated to warn him that please come back, Aman, please come back. But she got the reply that you fool. She quickly looked up and found Aman caught in the current and being carried away rapidly towards the middle of the river. That time the swift current just take him to the middle part of the river Yamuna. All the others were shouting, but no one dared to jump into the current. Radha quickly took off her shoes and jumped into the water. That time all the others were shouting. Now Aman was in the middle part of the river Yamuna. That time all the others were shouting, but no one dared to jump into the current. All people are shouting, oh, Aman is in the middle part of the river, but no one is courageous. No one have the courage to jump into the current to escape or save him. Radha quickly took off her shoes and jumped into the water. That time Radha just took off her shoes and she jumped into the water. When she surfaced, she saw Aman trying hard to swim against the current. That time she saw that Aman was trying hard to swim. The current is very swift, very fast. So Aman was trying very hard to swim against the current. But the current was too swift for him and he was finding it difficult to swim against it. Radha didn't find swimming against the current difficult as she was used to swimming in the swift stream in the hills. But Radha didn't feel any difficult because she used to swim against the swift current in the Sarayu river, because she was living in the bank of the river Sarayu. So she could, you remember Radha's aunt said that she know how to swim even before she could walk. So she didn't feel it as difficult. Soon Radha caught up with Aman. He was shocked and thoroughly exhausted. That time she was in the middle of the river and she got a catch of Aman and he was shocked and very exhausted. Exhausted means very tired because he was feeling difficult to swim against the current. So that is the danger. That is the danger. Two questions are there. The 9th question, Aman was caught in the current. What difference do you notice in the reactions of Radha and that of others? So here Aman was caught by the current because he was in the middle of the river Yamuna. That time all people are watched it, but no one have the courage to jump into the water and swim and escape him. But here who do it? Radha. So what difference do you notice in the reactions of what is the difference in the reactions of other people and Radha to Aman? Then the 10th question, do you think Radha had any problem in swimming against the swift current? Why? So what is the question? Do you think that Radha had any problem in swimming against the swift current? What is your answer? You can write it here. Then the next section of our story, that is helping hand. So the next session is helping hand. That is our title of the unit 5, helping hand. So here look at the next session. Don't panic, Aman. I am here to help you, Radha said soothingly. So, Radha consoled Aman that don't be panic, I am here to help you. Just hold my waist with one hand and try to paddle slowly with your feet. So, please hold my waist and you just try to paddle with your feet. I'll carry you with me. Don't worry, I'll carry you with me into the bank. Aman did exactly what he was told. So, Aman just obeyed what she told. Radha started swimming back slowly. So, she started swimming back slowly to the river bank. Now, with Aman's weight, it was tough for her to swim against the current. So, she is not alone in the middle part of the river. She just carry Aman along with her. So, she could feel somewhat weight. She used all her strength and inched back towards the river bank. So, she used all of her strength to yes, just inched back towards the river bank. By the time she reached there, a big crowd had gathered. So, now both Aman and Radha and the bank of the river Yamuna, that time a big crowd had gathered, a group of people, a big crowd gathered there, surrounded there. Half a dozen hands caught hold of her. So, half a dozen hands are there to caught hold of her. Someone said, let's go off, Amen, we are here. Someone said, let's go off, Amen, we are here. Then someone scooped her out of water, just scooped her out of water and laid her down slowly on the sand, and just laid her on the slowly on the sand. She was panting and her throat was dry now. She was very panting and her throat was very dry. She shivered uncontrollably and she just started vibration, shivering. She shivered uncontrollably. We can't control, she can't control. She can't control her vibration, shivered. Someone brought a blanket and wrapped it around her because the water in Yamuna was very cool. And here someone give her a blanket and wrapped her, cover it, wrapped it around her. She closed her eyes. That time she closed her eyes. During this, she heard her own voice and opened her eyes. That time she heard a voice, that is Radha's aunt's. She said, please here, drink this. And she opened, Radha opened her eyes. Her aunt was holding a hot mug of steaming coffee. Drink this. Radha's aunt gave her a hot steaming coffee to her. This will give you strength, and said that what this give will you this will give you strength. Radha drank 2 mugs of coffee and felt quite relieved. She just drank 2 cups of coffee. Then she felt quite relieved. Hey champ, you are great. She looked up and saw Ranjit looking at her sheepishly. What a swimmer you are, you swim like a fish. That time Ranjit said, what, hey champ, champ is a short of champion. Oh, you are a champion. You are great. She looked up and saw Ranjit. That is the words from Ranjit, looking at her sheepishly. Sheepish means shame. What a swimmer you are, you swim like a fish. Oh, you are, what a swimmer you are, you swim like a fish. Ranjit, you know, in the opening part of our story, Ranjit said that, oh, you did not know how to swim properly. So, here Ranjit said that you are a champ, you are great, you swim like a fish. Then, but I don't know any style, Radha replied with a tinge of bitterness. That time, Radha replied that, but I don't know any type, any style of swimming like you. Oh, please forgive us, Radha, we eat our words. Then Ranjit said that, oh, please forgive us. Please give apology. Please forgive us, Radha. We eat our words. What we said earlier, we just take it back, we eat our words. But I will love to learn your style. But actually, I want to copy your style of swimming. You are very own style, Radha. Your own style, Radha, said Ranjit and held out of his hand to her. And he just held out of his hand. Radha's face glowed with happiness. That time she got happiness. She feel happiness. That is the story about the champ. So what happened actually? She lacked companionship from Aman and Ranjit, but at last through her escape of Aman in the middle part of the river Yamuna, what happened? She got happiness. They recognized her as a great champ. So that is our story. So here you can see two questions. So come on to the 11th question. How did Radha respond to Ranjit's comment on swimming? How did Radha respond to Ranjit's comment on swimming? So Ranjit commented that you swim like a fish, you are great, you are a champion, all such words. So here, how did Radha reacted? So how she reacted? You write it. Then the last question, we eat our words. What does Ranjit mean by this statement? So we eat our words. Actually, we can eat our words? No. So that sentence means something. So what the statement, through this statement, what Ranjit means, that is the question. So you have to write. Now come to page number 143. Let's revisit the story. The first question is, her city cousins and she with her small town background were poles apart. She had nothing in common with them. How was Radha different from her cousins? We understood it earlier. That is, actually she lacked the company of Aman and Ranjit because their taste, their hobbies are different from Radha. And actually her village and their city Delhi is poles apart, is very different. So nothing in common with them. There is no nothing, no taste is matching. So how was Radha different from her cousins? So write it. The second question, Radha is brave and helpful. Brave, she is very courageous, she is very helpful. Do you agree with the statement? Pick out some instances from the story that supports your answer. So Radha is very courageous, very brave, very clever, very helpful. So do you agree with that? Yes or no, you can write or pick out some situations from the story that shows she is brave and she is helpful. Then the third question, imagine that you were also present at the spot where Radha saved Aman. Describe what happened in about 100 words. What is the third question? Suppose or imagine you are going to the same place. On Saturday you are going to the same picnic spot where Radha go. Then you watched that Radha saved Aman from the middle part of the river Yamuna. So you just describe what happened there. What happened there in your own words. Now activity 1. Here is the last part of the story. Oh, please forgive us, Radha. We eat our words, but I love to learn your style, your very own style, Radha, said Ranjit and held out his hand to her. Ranjit felt sorry for what they had done to Radha. What would his thoughts be? Write the thoughts of Ranjit. So actually, at last part of the story, Ranjit apologize Radha, or Ranjit ask forgiveness to Radha, and that time he felt sorry for what they had done to Radha. What would his thoughts be? So Ranjit, at the last part of or portion of the story, Ranjit think about something. So write the thought of Ranjit. Then the second activity, here are some scrambled words. The words describe the various qualities of a person. Here you can see in brackets some words are there that is not in a correct order. It is in a scrambled order, scrambled words. So you have to correct it. You have to correct it, and that words are related with human qualities of a person. So you just complete the pyramid with the help of these words, and you just create this scrambled word from a good word and write it here. Now come to third activity. Read the dialogues given in the table below. Who is the speaker? Who is addressed to? What characteristics of the speaker are expressed here? Pick out the relevant words from the bracket and complete the table. So, here you can see some words that is given in brackets. So, what you do? Here you can see based on that a table. So, you have to fill the possible columns. Appreciating, mocking, encouraging, caring, concerned, innocence. So, what to do? You can see a table there, speaker column, addressee, dialogue, characteristics of the speaker. Look at the first, speaker. Speaker means a person who speak, who said. Radha to Ranjit. Radha said to Ranjit. Addressee means to whom she speak, that is to Ranjit. No, I don't know any of these. I just swim. No, I don't know any of these. I just swim. Characteristic of the speaker, innocence. So, through this dialogue, what qualities, what characteristics we can see, that is innocence. So, next column you can see dialogues, only dialogues. So, based on the dialogue you have to identify the speaker, then the addressee, then at last characteristic of the speaker. It means you can just float or crawl, not swim properly. So, who said this? To whom? Then which character sketch is revealed here? Then the third, she learned swimming even before she could walk. Don't go beyond that big boulder. The current is very fast there. Drink this. This will give you strength. Hey champ, you are great. You swim like a fish. So, based on these dialogues, you have to identify the speaker, then addressee, and at last the characteristics of the person or the speaker. Now, come to next activity, that is activity 4. And the story The Champ, we have seen Radha, the brave girl. Imagine Radha got an award for bravery from the President of India. Prepare a news report about it. So, I think you all are reading newspaper daily. So, here you know how to write a, or what is the features of a, what is the feature of writing newspaper. So, in the pink box you have to see that. What will the headline be? Where will you write the place and date? How will you report the event? So, here the fourth activity is to prepare a newspaper report about what? In the story, Radha is there. Radha got what? Award from the President of India. So, you have to prepare a newspaper report about it. Features of a newspaper report. So, what are the features to write a newspaper report? That is headline, byline, placeline, lead, body of the text, quotation. So, one by one we have to learn what are the features of writing a newspaper report. Here the first, before writing the news in detail, first we have to give what? Headline. Headline should be catches attention, sums up the story. So, the headline should be very short and it just catch our attention through the headline. By reading the headline, it catches our attention and sums up the story. From the title, if we read the title, we can understand what the news report contains. Then byline, writer's name if necessary. You can write that byline, what is the, or who is the writer, or what is the name of the writer. Then place line, where the story begins or happens. So, place is given there in front, where it happens. Then lead, the opening section gives the most important information, should answer most of the 5 W's. What, who, when, where and how. So, here lead means the first paragraph of the newspaper report. It is known as lead and it contains the introduction of the newspaper report, news report. Introduction and the 5 W's, that is the total answer or the sum answer of what? 5 W's, the questions, what happened or who is related with this news, when it happens, where it happens and how it happens. Then body of the text. supplies details, important details first, simple true statements. Here you just give the main important parts of the news. Then quotations, what someone's actually said. You can quote someone's words related with the news report. That is the main feature of writing a newspaper report. So, next activity, that is activity 5, read the description taken from the story. So, here you can see a description. On Saturday, Radha and her cousins started early in the morning and by noon they were at a beautiful secluded spot on the banks of the Yamuna. This place was at the foothills of Shivalik and the blue water of the river was crystal clear. The weather was pleasant and a cool breeze was blowing. Now look at the picture given below. So, here you can see a picture. River valley is there, then river is there, beautiful sight. So, have you seen any such beautiful place in your village or anywhere else? Describe this picture. Maybe, of course, you maybe see this type of picture in any place. So, just to describe this picture. What you see here? What are the things you can see here? All these. You just describe what you see there in the picture. You can improve your writing by including sensory rich words, describing words and words denoting time as given below. So, in the following words are help you to write or describe these events very beautifully. So, sensory rich words, look at that. Words indicating sounds, writing, buzzing, wrestling. So, you can use some of the words, the figurative words, that is the words that shows or indicating sounds, that is writing, buzzing sound, rustling sound, etc. Rustling sound of the leaves. The sound of leaf is known as rustling sound. Then buzzing sound of bees, honey bees, etc. Then here words indicating touch or feeling. Some words are there that indicating touch, that is spongy, like it feel like very spongy, then soft, warmth, smooth, etc. Then words indicating visuals or sights, that is blue sky, green fields, the moon, etc. Then words indicating smell. Some words are there that indicate smell, fragrance, perfume. Then words indicating taste, that is sweet, bitter, sour. Then describing words are there, that is adjective. You can use words to describe this. Beautiful, marvelous, ugly, interesting, etc. Then words denoting time. Time, that is early, noon, morning, night, etc. So, with the help of these indicating words, you can describe the picture given in the text. Now, activity 6. Hey, let's go into the river. It's cool and inviting. In this sentence, let's is used to make a suggestion to a group that includes the speaker. So, here let's is a word that indicates or include a group. Go through this conversation. So, have a look at this conversation. Teacher, let's play an interesting game today. Shall we? Students, yes sir, we like games. Then teacher, well, then get ready. Let's start now. Then students, okay sir, we are ready. Now write the sentences using let's. So, here some sentences are there. So, you have to rewrite this sentence using let's. One is done for you. Example, the function will be held at next week. We should prepare a notice. So, by adding let's, look at the change. The function will be held next week. Let's prepare a notice. We just change or cut that word and write what? Let's. Then B, it is Priya's birthday tomorrow. Shall we invite our friends? And what you write? It is Priya's birthday tomorrow. Shall we invite our friends? So, change that sentence by using the word let's. Then C, uncle said we can go for a picnic. Then D, it is our anniversary tomorrow. Shouldn't we decorate our school with flowers and balloons? Then last, it is raining, we shall play in the showers. So, you just rewrite this sentence by using the word let's. Next activity, read the following sentences. But alas, here also her cousins disappointed her. Tears ran down her cheeks. Same sentence in our story. By the time she reached there, a big crowd had gathered. Half a dozen hands caught hold of her. The underlined words, here no underlined words, but we can identify. Specify the number of nouns. So, here there is no underlined words, but what you going to study is countable and uncountable words. So, we can count, counting 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. Something we cannot count, that is uncountable. Sugar, water, that is not one by one, all these things. Here, countable and uncountable words. A pen, several pens. A pen means one pen that we can count, then several pen, the pen we can count. Then an apple, 4 apple, that is in number, so we can count it, that is countable words, nouns. Then uncountable, water, we cannot count it. Sugar, we cannot count it. So, that is countable and uncountable. Then identify the countable and uncountable nouns from the words given below. Write them down in the respective columns. So, here you can see 2 columns. First column countable nouns, then second uncountable nouns. And in brackets some words are there, you have to select which is countable and which is uncountable. Ink, flour, gold, cross in table, bag, love, door, work, pencil, stick, advice. So, you just divided these words into countable nouns and uncountable nouns. Then find out the nouns from the story and write down the countable and uncountable nouns in the respective columns. And you just read the story and find out the countable and uncountable words from the story, the chain, and you just write it in the countable nouns column and uncountable nouns column. So, activity 8. Next activity. In the story, the champ, Aman met with an accident. Aman is in the middle part of caught by the swift current. He is in the middle part of the river. There was no signboard warning about the tourist about the possibilities of danger at the picnic spot. We can avoid many accidents if there are proper signboards or warning boards. Can you prepare some signing boards or warning boards like the ones given below? So, actually in some areas, picnic spot, other places, tourist places, we can see signboards. It is important because it is a precaution to avoid all such accidents, difficult situations. Here there is a need to fix signboard or warning board. Here you can see 2 warning boards. Dangerous current, swimming prohibited. Go slow, slippery road. These are warnings or signboards that reduce what? That reduce accidents. So, you have to prepare warning boards or signboards. You see such places. So, write it there. Then last question, editing, last activity. Ranjit read a story and wrote a summary of it in his notebook, but there are some errors in it which are underlined. Help Ranjit edit the story and rewrite it properly. Once there lived a old man. Underlined words are errors. So, you have to rewrite it. Correct it and rewrite it in the given space. Once there lived a old man. He had 4 sons. They often quarreled with each other. The father wanted to make them understand the wisdom of unity. He called the sons to his bedside and gave each one a stick and asked them to break them. The son broke the sticks with ease. The father then asked the sons to tie some stick into a bundle and break them. The sons were not able to break it. They learned the lesson, unity is strength. So, here you can see a paragraph there some underlined words are there, that is incorrect. So, you just edit the errors and what you do, rewrite the same paragraph in a correct manner in the given space. So, these are the textual activities related with this chapter. So, in today's class what we learned, the continuing portion of the story, the champ, the picnic, then what, the picnic, the danger and helping hand. So, at last who helped Aman, who saved Aman? Yes, Radha saved Aman from an accident. He was caught by the swift current in the river, then she escaped him. Then after that Ranjit recognized Radha as a good swimmer and she got congratulations from him, then compliments from every people gathered there on the bank of the river Yamuna. Then you, for next class, do all the activities just discussed today's class. Thank you.